we started with the tools that were at that time available in open source, like Stable Diffusion, LoRa's ControlNet. We build our own analytical tools to check and spot the patterns, and create like thousands of non-existent paintings from that author, so just AI could learn.
Welcome to the AI Vantage, where modern leaders decode the future of tech. I'm Solomon Williams, founder of Solonom. So here, it's no noise, no hype every week. Sometimes it's just me, and sometimes it's the brightest minds in tech, breaking down what it really takes to grow smarter with AI and automation. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to the AI Vantage, Smart Tech for Modern Leaders. I'm your host, Solomon Williams. Today, I'm joined by Yan Antropov. He's the co-founder of AI Vanguard Art. It's really interesting, everyone, that it's a project really focused on using AI, science, and craftsmanship to bring lost cultural heritage back to life. So, Yan, instead of me going too deep in telling your story, why don't you start by just introducing yourself and just sharing with our audience, what led you to this work, because it's so fascinating.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for having me, Solomon, in your podcast. I'm really excited to share our history that's behind from AI Vanguard Art. Yes. We bring basically the rigor to two things: that we resurrect lost masterpieces, yes, and we also strengthen the art authentication, yes, with the latest technologies in the AI industry, yeah, and the art industry as well, yeah. So we kind of mixed like 5 different fields, yes, like documentoscopy, art research, AI tooling, yeah, laboratory to analyze the pigments, everything, yeah. And this idea sparked like 8 years ago, yes, when a friend of mine asked to help and assist in selling a Goya collection, nine portraits, yeah. At that time, I had no clue on the art, regarding art at all. Yeah, I was just a software engineer. So I said, okay, I will try to help you. Yeah, I will try to help you because my best friend, Manuel Portela, he's based in America. Yeah. And he had some interactions with the art world, yes, and had a good reputation because he was working with UNESCO, So I picked the phone, called him, and I said, "Hey, Manuel, do you want to help me selling few portraits, few pieces, paintings from a real good royal family?" Yes, it was a good friend there and contact. So the provenance, yes, was really good. Yeah, that's why we accepted this sort of job, And that decision took us to such an odyssey, yeah, such an endeavor that we had no idea, no clue that we will get to today's with this new technology, new ideas, and everything. During the 8 years, we studied a lot, learned a lot in the art world. The pros and the cons, what there is missing, the problems they have, for the evaluation expertise. And on the other side, we were learning the AI, how it's advancing, yes, and where it can be used, That time, there was not much use or hype for generative images, yes, with like Stable Diffusion or I don't know, Sora with videos, or ChatGPT. There was nothing like that. But what was their analytical side of things, it helped to define the different patterns, yes, and structures. So we started from there, yes, but it didn't, at that time, it haven't got the main idea to resurrect lost heritage, yes, because we were trying to really establish and authenticate that the paintings that we had, they were really by the Goya at that time. Yes, we made different analysis, like the pigment analysis with reputable laboratories. Yes, we contacted different art historians as well. Yes, documentoscopic analysis, everything. Yes. At the end, it showed that they were not made by Goya because the pigments at that time, they were older, from the 50th century, not from the 18th where was the Goya, yeah, and that was the conclusion. But there were 4 paintings, yes?
Yeah, so not to cut you off, for the listeners and so forth, what is a Goya? If people don't know, what is a Goya?
Or Francisco de Goya is a painter, a famous Spanish painter. Yes, he painted like really beautiful portraits, nature. Well, he had different styles as well during his life because he changed the style. That's where also we were kind of thoughtful that maybe he just changed the style, and that's why no one recognizing them as Goyas. But no, mathematics, laboratories, the science shows the truth. No art expert with the human eye can identify it and say, yeah, this is 100% painting from X author. No way. We were devastated. Yeah, no worries. We were devastated there. But 4 of those paintings were different. Those were Roman emperors, yes, painted in really different style. And the canvas was different because it was sealed together, irregularly. There were also the brush strokes were better done. There was glazing technique around them, which is only done by the big masters, the old masters there. So we started to investigate those ones, yes, and did an analytical research on the Titian palette, the colors, the color palettes, yes, because we found Titian painted 11 cedars, yes, and there was the 12th one added by Bernardo Campi. He was a copyist in the time period of Titian. Titian is also a very known artist painter, yes, and we thought, wow, maybe we have the originals. It's better than Goya's. Well, because the provenance of this royal family was like, you cannot find better story behind, their ancestors were the housekeepers, the keeper, of the royal, the Alcázar. It's the palace here in Madrid that was burned out in 1734. Yes, it was by the devastated fire. There, the duration was 3 days, but they couldn't save all the art, and it was lost. Lots of paintings, everything was lost. Some of them were saved, yes, and are now in some galleries, but the woman that was in charge to kind of look for the wall palace, yes, was an ancestor of this family. And she had her home not very far from the palace as well, And by history, some of the paintings were carried to that home. So we thought, okay, she saved 4 of the 12. Pigments were real, all matched. Everything matched, even the red pigment. It was done like in old times with from cochinilla. It's a bug that produces the red pigment color. Yeah, and that there are 2 different bugs. Yes, the American one, South America cochinilla, and the European one. The European one was appeared later on, not in Titian time, but the South American one was during the Titian time. But then the question was, how we know that was that the pigment, and from that current bug. So we investigated that red pigment with different laboratories and established it was the correct one. Yeah, because in the existing paintings from Titian, it was also used that one. So we compared everything; it was matched. Yes. Pigments were matched. The way of the canvas, how it was done, also was matched, and the structure, the kind of that canvas was just used by Titian. Yes, so it's another match. Lots of good matches there that we really thought it's real paintings. But during research, when we sent those paintings to America for analysis, yes, of the first layers, yes, and check if there's something behind the canvas, if there's some marks or stamps, yes, because the history showed those paintings were sold to royal family England, from England, yes, and were sold to the Spanish royal family. So, and usually all those paintings that were held by those families had some marks or stamps, Unfortunately, those didn't had any, yeah, and by history or by everyone, the story showed that they were burned out, yeah. Slowly we found more red flags, little ones, and the result was not the real ones, but real good copies by Bernardo Campi, most likely, yeah, because he made the 4 sets of them. The first set is in Mantua, in Italy, yes, but still the glazing technique, he never used that one, and just have it, so probably there was some other copies, really good one, that made them. At that time, a second devastation. Yeah, we were really sad about everything. That's so much time, money wasted, But we gained a lot of experience, a lot of good contacts and friends in this field. And at that time, we said to Manuel, well, let's resurrect them. So and see if they really looked like the originals or not. And he said, how? I said, we will use AI here, yes, and mix different fields to have the final result and help recover all the lost heritage that we had, that missed, yeah, and give it a second chance.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's so fascinating, especially and even with you, Yan, like you just coming from the software engineering and you coming into that, you not knowing much on anything and then learning as continued iterations of this, of retrospectives of what worked, what even, what you would say is, disappointments, but really made through and helped you with these breakthroughs. So even now, I think I have to commend you on, I know, there's a lot of thought leadership now with your team. I think where there was one through research that you had a white paper going on from Japan, if I'm not mistaken, right? On
yes.
Cyber War, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, 2024, yeah, in October, past year.
Right. Yeah. So what, not to skip over too much, what is it do you think on, other governments and other places that are taking interest? What is it that you've seen that they're saying, hey, we want this as part of our cultural significance and, remastering and bringing this back to life?
Yeah, well, all of them have the same core idea, is to recover the lost heritage, cultural heritage, yes, and give a second chance to all of us to see them again, and kind of help or do that the authentication, yes, is strictly done, yeah, and so it's never lost again, and preserve it, basically, yeah.
Yeah, it's so great on this. So right now, I know there was one that you've just had. Can you tell us a little bit, the listeners, on the newest project that the 12 Caesars? Can you kind of explain what was the goal of it now that you've kind of figured out what were the flaws, I guess you could say, and you learned from that? Tell us a little bit about of that project and that success and, bring it to it now.
Okay, yeah. Well, the time frames, I will narrow down the time frames, yes, of all the project itself. We started with the tools that were at that time available, in open source, like Stable Diffusion, LoRa's, ControlNet. We build our own analytical tools to check and spot the patterns, and create like thousands of non-existent paintings from that author. So just AI could learn, because the data set was so limited. There was not enough paintings from that author. So we had to cut that down from all the Renaissance painting and style. Yes. Then iterate it, then get the author, the Titian. Yes. And also different kind of layers from Rubens Tintoretto that got inspired by Titian. Yeah. So it checks for really differences, but not really huge ones. Yeah, just spot and learn. And then the iteration, like we had to come up with 5 different LoRa's for just the space, the hands, the clothes, the colors, all that had to be calculated in the pipeline to give the final result. Yes, that will go to the documentoscopic analysis and art historian for the evaluation. Yes, with our current painter. Yes, Steve Seward, and all of them verificate if it matches or not. Yes, what's the errors to be fixed? Yeah, so we in the prompts in the code we modify it and get back to the first step again and do it again and again and again. That took us a few years to do that. Yeah, and why the 12 Caesars? Yes, because we had so much experience with them, by analyzing and everything. We had engravings, we had the sketchbook from the copyist of that time. We had lots of things that helped us to feed our AI. Yes, in order to guide it a little bit, yes, and kind of build the tools that we are using now. But still, at that time, we couldn't advance, we were missing something. We kind of hit the wall, and we found Professor Hassan El-Gail. He's a professor in Bradford University, and he helped us with different algorithms. At that time, he had an algorithm to verify and the percentage of the style, yes, if it's from the author or not, yes, and the different places of spots of the painting, yeah. So altogether, we decided to use that tool and kind of incorporate it in different layers, then create new ones based on these ideas that we had, and mixing all of that, where we had the result that we could use, to help our artist to paint it physically, yeah. Because the difference is we're not just creating it digitally, what our main mission is to bring it live in the real world, physically. Same style, same pigments. The pigments are done like in all times, like this author was doing them, the canvas, same canvas from that century, everything as much as possible, Of course, you will never get the 100%, the true one that's been lost, sure, and have the fingerprints from the author. But if we can get 95% or 99, I mean, we won. Like, it's done. So last year, mid of 2024, we finally finished our first painting, the Julius Caesar. Yes. This one will be revealed in a few months, yes, in a press conference. And I hope that, everyone, the world will really like it, because at the moment, everyone who saw our painting were fascinated, like, wow. Yeah. Curious things to note during the process of developing this pipeline, yeah. We faced a little kind of hallucinations of our AI, yeah, but a specific one. It was doing 3D, images somehow in different parts of it. So we didn't understand why it was doing that, because we had such data set, like strictly data set that was meticulously crafted, But the fun fact was that different paintings that were not very, like, not damaged, but kind of restored, yes, in the museums, had that visually effect of 3D. Because of the glazing technique, like you kind of have that in the images, not all of them, but they have that. So the AI incorporated that 3D effect just by few images. Yes, we found that out because the final result, which we are also doing a movie, narrowing all the history, by giving and feeding the current image of the current of the painting, always was 3D moving something, the hand or something. Why? Like, it's a static thing, it shouldn't be moving. And it showed the 3D effect there, and in the prompt, in the internal prompt that he made himself, the AI, was reading the 3D effect. Yeah, and we found also in our current pipeline that there was some spots of the 3D, so we removed that completely and got way better in the results in the digital ones. Yeah, the refinement of the process was hard, but thankfully we have a great team. They are great, they are their reputation is it's really, really huge worldwide. I'm very happy they joined this project, this endeavor. Yeah, thanks to all of them, the result is finalized. Yeah, what's been just a dream, it came to reality. Yeah, physically.
Yeah, I know. I love that. You brought up a good point on AI hallucinations. Especially now, even with it can happen with us, with with coders, with anything of this time as it becomes more widely used. There's that fact checking. You have to kind of go behind and looking. So as you move forward, with these next projects, and after the press conference of it being successful, and hopefully going on to doing new ones, how does your team, have you figured out, what does your team do to ensure the authenticity of it when of course, when accuracy is everything, you want to keep it as best as you can to the original time frame? What have you learned from those iterations that you had before?
Well, of course, the more information that you have from the disappeared, destroyed artifact, yeah, it will be easier to resurrect it. Yes, some easier. You kind of cut down the time frame, yeah, but not the easy path, to be honest, because it still have to pass through all the pipeline, even if you have a video of it, it doesn't matter because the process is the same, and the authentication, it's done by our art experts, yes, and by our company that we are now cooperating, yes, that's doing the authenticity and the certification in the blockchain. It's the FTI Consulting, yes, they are very reputable in this sector. So that's basically two fields that authenticate and give the approval. Yes, plus our own tools that calculate the similarities between the patterns of and the brush strokes, everything like that. Yeah, we also narrow down the similarity, yes, or the percentage of, or like, is it like the real one, like it was looking like the real one, or how much missing information we have, yeah, and how much percentage is kind of not invented but speculate a little bit, like filled gaps, but they are all filled based on something, something real, yes, and approved by those institutions. So we never invent anything, we always do our job based on the true facts that are accepted currently, yes, in the art world and in digital certifications. Yes, that's NFTs, yes, the word NFT, I don't really like that word. The digital asset, let's call it that way. Yeah, the provenance there.
And I'll get to that. That's actually a good piece, but I want to, really kind of highlight on the victories that you've had, and I'll go into the digital asset part in a little bit, but because I want to be conscious of our time, with that being, after doing my due diligence, I've seen that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the first resurrected painting it's still under review for if I'm correct, on a $50 million evaluation. Is that accurate on that?
Yes, the first evaluation was done by art experts, by physical art from the physical art industry, and the second one is the FTI consulting that are doing the evaluation, the appraisal by both the idea behind of the certification authenticity digital assets, yes, and the physical one, yes. So they mix all together and give the final result. Yes, it's around that price tag, yes.
Yeah.
Because how can you evaluate something that's been never done before, like how? So you have to analyze the digital asset market, yes.
Right.
And the NFTs ones, for example, there is art, there are collectionables, there is digital assets, the blue chips, different ones, yeah. It's a big evaluation of what's really happening there, yeah, to kind of get the middle ground, yeah, and then you have to come to the physical one and analyze the paintings from the kind of a wall market, and then from the author that you're resurrecting the painting from, and all that brings us to those price tags, yeah. But again, in NFTs, for example, the prices are just crazy, and the art market or NFT market, there is no really strict rule of how much anything costs, like it's up to the client, and the battle of different clients to get that current unique art.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. It was difficult, yeah.
Yeah, and it's that's a congratulations to you and your team. Like, but with that, with the FT, with them review, how does that make you feel? That's a big milestone. So, is that validate that, or is it really just the culmination of the project of you getting it? Like, what does that milestone really mean for you, or is it not about the money? Is it more about just you actually, your team and you have through iteration after iteration brought forth as best as possible this resurrected piece from history, from ancient history?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, the first milestone to get to the process of appraisal and valuation of the really big, huge experts like FTI, for example, yes, or the art experts. First, you will have to kind of show that scientifically you really did the things correctly, yeah, and that the final result exists, the object, yes. And the publication of our white paper, the scientific white paper in Cyber World 2024 helped us tremendously, yes. That gave us a boost, like we're an institution, scientific institution, yes, to recover cultural heritage, yes. Then we advanced, then we got the art valuation from the physical industry field, and alongside with FTI, yes. What that gave us, sure, the bulletproof, yeah, that our process was correctly done and accepted by the kind of the ones that do the laws, yes, let's call it that way, the final process of acceptance, and we passed that, yes. So we established ourselves like a real scientific company that really resurrects and can do that for real. To resurrect their lost heritage, and that's why they accepted to join this idea, and evaluate something that was never done before, because that's really also a huge kind of red line, really thin line for companies like with such names or people. But they were really fascinated about the process and the results. So we didn't had any problems with that. And everyone is just happy that we can bring back something that we lost, we want our whole team wants to leave something before we die, right? To leave a mark there. So yeah, we're happy about that.
Yeah, no, I'm excited too. So on the part of the digital asset, the NFT, and really as for audiences that want to know, like, what is it? Is mostly for AI Vanguard as your mission, you want to bring back, historical and resurrect these times. But for the everyday, is it only just for the governments and for the museums for them to have that? Is it like for myself or another collector who would be interested in that? How does that work in terms of the digital asset of kind of claiming that to utilize for if they want to have to speak on that?
Yeah. So the thing here that we kind of mixed two worlds, the physical and digital. Yes. As we know, the digital assets, the NFTs are not linked to something physical. Yes. They some of them give some perks, different perks, but usually it's just a digital image. Yes, that carries the ownership that you're the only one that has that the copyrights, of that image, but significantly doesn't really carry much behind in terms of scientifically research or a strong background history or something valuable, really valuable behind. Yeah. That being said, I'm not discrediting the NFT market, but there was a lot of speculations there, and it wasn't really used as it was planned to use the non-fungible tokens. Here we are using the digital side like a provenance, like a certification.
Got it.
That's the certification that gives you the knowledge that your both digital one copyrights, yes, and the physical one are your of your own, yes. And getting back to for who is this project or what I am, it's for museums, for governments, for art collectors, for everyone. Yeah. I mean, there are different kinds of talks right now to help recovering a few paintings in different museums, for example, or help restoring damaged artifacts. Yes, that's going through fundings from the governments and like helping there. Yeah, so we participate there and help. We will participate and help when time comes. Then the selling, for example, in auctions. Yes, we can also do that. The art collectors, the private art collectors as well, because since it's something totally new. Yeah. Yep. And it carries something behind the value, of, like, for example, the team or the process that was put there, the time, the funding, the money, everything. That's already something, like, I don't think we're gonna have any troubles in navigating this new industry, because all of them kind of said, the governments, the FTA consulting and art experts say this is the opening door to a new industry. You're creating a new industry. It's and that's another kind of hard path that we had to walk. Because many did not accept it at the beginning, because they haven't had expertise in the art or in the digital assets, and they were kind of confused on how to approach this, like how to do that. We don't know. We can't help it. It's great. Sounds great. Like, wow. I mean, it's crazy good, but we don't know what path to pick and how to help you. So thankfully we found we built the team that knew how to pick the different paths, the FTAI consultings, and all, and we just bring it all together and made it real, made it happen.
Yeah. So what would you say with that? What has been you and your team's biggest breakthrough into getting to where it is? What would you say to it?
Finalizing the physical one for ourselves, to be honest, because there was a time when we were in situations when we're let down, everyone has that because it's just all on your shoulders, and you're and your friend, your colleague, that you're putting everything, the passion, the time, the money, everything into your creation, your baby, right? And when we faced sometimes when we face the wall, for example, in the algorithms or the non-acceptance from the art experts because they kind of not happy that the technology gets into that sector to validate if paintings are real or not, because they are a little bit scared of that. But since technology advance, new younger experts join the field, they will use these now using the new technologies to that. So you can't stop that. We had the troubles there in the algorithms. We solved that. Then another problem was the kind of acceptance that we are really scientifically point of view to kind of bring this idea into life. So that the white paper helped us. Yes. Then the valuation, the certification from the experts helped us as well. Working and acceptance with the different governments from Arab Emirates. Yes. They showed the Minister of Culture. We are now in talks and checking how to help our work together to recover their cultural heritage, lost art. American government, we also working with them to help recovering paintings which that had a huge significance for the American country. Yeah. I don't know. At the moment, we've been accepted by almost everyone. Yes.
Yeah.
And we haven't faced a person that was kind of saying, no, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. But sure, everyone said that's futuristic. That's at the beginning, that's not possible, not real. You would make it. Don't dream. Focus on your task on daily basis and stop dreaming. But we are dreamers. Me and my friend are dreamers. We always were and will always be. We have many more projects to come, and hope everyone will like them.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. So with that, Yan, what is your vision of success? What would you like to see AI Vanguard after the press conference? I'm sure that's going to be successful. Like in the next year, this time next year, in the next 6 to 12 months, like what are you looking for? What's that next step?
Acceptance and recognition, I'd say, but more acceptance from the people, from the people, normal people. I really want that they truly see the potential, yes, of this new industry, because we think it can be used in other fields, the technology. We really hope they will like that and be the idea being accepted, but I don't know. I think we just, the first sell out, get the money, the fundings to keep going, to finalize the other 11 Caesars, help different institutions in really resurrecting their art that they really want, and establish the authority, authenticity of the art, to really help the museums and art collectors use our tools or our expertise in determine if the painting that's going to be sold or they want to purchase or have. It's for really from that author. That's one, for example, ways. I don't know. There are different paths that we're planning to take, and creating also a virtual museum. Yes, with the help of different few museums to work with UNESCO. Yes, not long ago, Abacus supercomputer joined our team. Yes, so we can get there. Our process to use all their power, to calculate better and get better results. We plan to expand into quantum algorithms as well, yes, and kind of modificate our pipeline, which we already finished the bare bone, yes, the structure, and we hope that it will be finished in like 4 months, and that's just mind blowing. That will be mind blowing.
Yeah, that would be. So with you being the co-founder, what does your day-to-day look like? Are you mostly working within the pipelines now that you're more in that leadership position? Are you now having to speak to the government officials, to these over? So what does that look like now, because you have both sides? You have that technical,
the art. So my job, yes, it's kind of split. Yeah, so me and my colleague Manuel, we do everything. We have to be on top of all the processes that are currently being done by our team. And for example, my side is the technical one. Yes, so I have to be programming, analyzing the results of AI, crafting the new ways to find new patterns that haven't been discovered. Yes, doing tests, plus joining with Manuel, speaking with governments, with different funds, like everything we have to do. Yes, and his job is the same, just not in the programming, but in the economist side. Yes, and laws. Yes, but it's 24/7, I say, because all the entrepreneurs that have their own company, it's they have no breaks. There's no holidays. It's 7 days a week.
24/7.
24/7. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it can get even with myself being a founder, it's an entrepreneur. It can get a lot, and that's where you have to find the right team. It seems like you found a phenomenal team, and
yes,
that are putting this together. So it's finding that and finding people with that passion that have that same goal and so forth. That's critical, and so forth, to be scaling and to be successful. So I love that side. So with you and Manuel having to do, would you say that's a bottleneck? Is that something that you're trying to alleviate now? Is trying to have more time to focus in to refining? Like, what would you say would be the bottleneck that you have right now that you're looking to overcome?
Right now, there is no real bottleneck. Yes, it's more in personal one, to have more time for our family or ourselves. But since we are so passionate about, and our families and friends they support us fully. Yeah. So at the moment, we don't have any bottleneck not inside of the software side. At the moment, everything is going good in the marketing or acceptance by the authorities of these of authenticity. For example, the certificates was also being accepted. We've been accepted by the governments and ministries of culture. Yeah, I don't know. At the moment, everything's going well. Yes. Maybe the problems might be in finding specific canvases, from that time period, for example, because there's not many, and we spent like 3 months just to find the canvas for this painting. Yeah, and we still have 11 ones, but we already have them, thankfully. I think the materials probably are the ones. Yeah, we will have to check on that one and maybe work it out with laboratories or the institutions that say the final word. Maybe we have to create them synthetically, but all the molecularly way, it's like the same from that century, because I think that's maybe that's be the bottleneck. But at the moment, time, the time. I think that also the time, because we will not have we can't resurrect all the painting. It's just not possible for ourselves. It will never happen, and during our lifetime. But for generations to come, eventually they will do that. Yeah, and since the technology is advancing, I'm very curious of what can be done in like 2 years, because like every month is just changing everything.
Yeah, no, it's always continues hard to even keep up to really to see, and that's where sometimes with this AI, with it's become it's very buzzwordy. So now it's like, where can we take off where the hype is? And then even without the hype that we've come through so far, and just to see on as it is in the next 2 years. So I'm excited for that. So, on that side, with, of course, if you're utilizing in these next coming years with AI as it continues to evolve, like, what would you say if you had a magic wand utilizing AI? What would you fix? Would you want it just to make sure that you have more time, just to free up your schedule to be able to do, or would it be something else in terms of with AI Vanguard? What would be that if you can change it?
What I would change? Well, there are a few things that we have in our mind. Yeah. So I'm right now picking which one's the best, like right now to explain. One of them, for example, it's to help kind of leave a mark for art collector or an institution to make it like a living art piece, for generations to come. And what that means is that the person that asks for a specific painting or a specific artifact, you kind of make it by during years. It will evolve. The physical one, it will evolve and leave a message to his to his future children's, or like 20 years, it will just send a message, for example, to his son, yes, in a specific moment, and kind of give the just to his son, if, for example, if he dies, so the son can have something kind of from, kind of living, from about his father, that soon it will send him some message, from the other side, something like that, like that. We have different crazy things, but this one was also crazy, and here we are,
I know, and I'm because my wife and I came from Italy, and just I love ancient historical culture, like the Roman time, ancient Greek. It's like I love just learning more about ancient historical pieces. So you just bringing that back, and you hear that when you go through the Sistine Chapels or when you're going through anywhere else, there's sometimes it's been altered, and they do their best, and sometimes it's not the the authentic brand. So those are the things. So I love what you and your team are doing. I'm really excited for that. For the audience, and for any partnerships or anything else that you might be listening to, what do you want people to really know about AI Vanguard, or where in terms of partnerships or just with a collectors? What would you kind of say?
Yeah, well, I guess never give up to your dreams. It's all on you. It all depends on you. Perseverance is the key. It's our main motto, word, that me and my colleague use. And what we want is that to share our story. To share our story, that everything is possible if you keep going. Just keep going. Eventually, you will get it.
Yeah, I love.
And and how we can help resurrect the lost heritage, and that's what our main idea. Something to leave a mark.
Yeah, and you already have. You're obviously making towards those steps. I'm really excited to see just in the next few months, what you have, in the pipeline, to see that new iteration. So, with that being said, with our artists, where can they learn more? Where can they be able to see, the 12 Caesars, but where can they either follow your journey in or for AI Vanguard as a whole?
Website, we shared the story behind and the process. It's there in our LinkedIn profiles as well. We share stories there, but we don't really use any social medias, like Instagram or anything like that, because we are not selling a product that we produce every day. Like it needs time to finish that. Plus, it's not for the audience of the social medias, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I fully get that. It's as to your point, the passion of it's restoring. You have a mission goal of restoring back, getting that historical accuracy to that. So, yeah, and so thanks so much. This has been great. I was being able to talk with you beforehand. And your story, your already impassioned, your team, you, Emmanuel, and the entirety of AI Vanguard. You guys have done an amazing, job in bringing this futuristic now to present. So, following your journey and so forth else. So thanks so much for coming on to the show.
Well, I invite you to our presentation to the showroom. We present the painting, so you're more than welcome. And thank you for inviting me. I'm more than happy to share our story. Yes, I don't know, we could talk here for hours.
I know we could.
But I hope the listeners will enjoy this story and how the AI can help and create and assist the human. But we can't forget one thing: it's not fully AI production. It's the creation, but human and assisted by AI like a tool, as a tool. So in my opinion, AI will never move us from the jobs or take our places, our spots in different companies or something like that. I don't believe that. It's just a tool.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like with anything similar to like with the mathematicians and utilizing a calculator. It's having that. You still need that expertise. You still need, to be able to do that. Absolutely.
Because it doesn't have a creativity,
Yes.
It's just
correct.
based on what we feed.
Only data.
That's it. Only data.
Only data. So, and thank you so much to the audience. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
And thank you, Solomon. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in to the AI Advantage. If this episode sparked an idea, share it with your network. Subscribe for more no-fluff conversations on how smart tech drives real outcomes. And if you're ready to future-proof your business, let's connect at solonox.net.